welcome to In the Know. I'm Mark Crosby of Quincy Access Television. Thank you so much for joining us. In the Know is a program that basically helps you to stay informed. Often, a guest on this program is Norfolk County Sheriff Patrick McDermott, and he has returned. We are recording this program on October 13th. Matter of fact, it is Friday the 13th.
Lucky Friday the 13th.
Lucky Friday the 13th. I say that really because Sheriff McDermott is a big Halloween fan. So if you've ever been by his house on Halloween, you would know exactly what I mean, correct?
Stop by up on Dixwell Avenue on Hospital Hill. Well, for those that remember, there was a hospital up on Whitwell Street, and that's known as Hospital Hill, but I live up there. So Dixwell Avenue will have full of Halloween attire for the property, and you never know what the sheriff himself might be dressed up as.
Yikes. And now there's pressure to actually have quite a
and the candy's great.
Display.
The candy's great. The neighbors come out in force, and so the kids will enjoy themselves if they come up and visit.
Very good. So something certainly to look forward to. There's a lot to look forward to. We actually are going to recap. We should mention that this program as well, in addition to airing in Quincy, which of course is where you live, up on Hospital Hill, it does air throughout Norfolk County. So we thank all of those centers, access centers throughout the county that do pick up this program.
Absolutely. It's always good that we have the opportunity to record here, but get the message out to the 28 towns that make up Norfolk County. So it's great.
Very good.
Love it.
I think we'll begin, actually, before we get to kind of a summer recap, I do want to address a self-defense class that is happening in just a few days, but we should mention the self-defense classes do happen throughout the year.
So we've partnered up with the Vanessa Marcotte Foundation, which is a great group of individuals who, out of tragedy, came forth a great program for self-defense for women. Vanessa was a young girl who tragically lost her life to an assailant who sadly assaulted her while she was jogging. And so out of that tragedy, her family and friends get together and created the Vanessa Marcotte Foundation. And this foundation's sole purpose is to give self-defense classes and empowerment to women who wish to learn those skill sets. So we have a partnership with them. We've been running these programs throughout the county. My staff began by getting trained by the Vanessa Marcotte staff, and so now we have full trainers that are available to go out and host these events throughout the community. So we are going to be hosting, our next event is October 17th, which might be too quick for the airing of this broadcast, but that will be in Medway. And we will be having a series of these self-defense classes throughout the winter as well. So stay tuned, follow us on social media. We always list our events on social media. You can certainly jump on our email list, and then you'll get the up-to-the-minute anytime we do any programming. If you send an email to info@norfolksheriffma.org, you'll get on our email address, and then you'll get instant access to all the programs that we do. But follow us on social media. We're on all the platforms. Just look up Norfolk Sheriff, and you'll find us. Very good.
And of course, you're on QATV and the other access stations throughout the county.
Fantastic.
Let's talk about recapping the summer.
Yeah, so it's as everybody always says, the summer flew by, as it does every year. We had a busy summer in the sheriff's office, and we try to make the summer a lot more, just like everything else, make it some fun for the kids, make it fun for families to get together. And so we had a series of events that we had that, while we maintain the fun aspect of it, there's lessons to be learned. There's a focus on some of the principles and the missions of the sheriff's office about prevention, intervention, education, hope. And so all of our programs that we do center around those things in a very fun way. So, our signature event that we have every summer is our Summer Safety Fests. And we try to sprinkle these out over the course of the summer, different locations that we have. And we had a great summer this year, highlighting 3 different events, one in Braintree, one in Sharon, and then one in Medway. And I think we've come to the conclusion that our event in Sharon is going to be our signature summer safety event. It's in the middle of the county first and foremost, but it's at the Crescent Ridge Creamery. which adds that extra value. It's a great ice cream shop right in the center of Norfolk County in Sharon, and there's a farm there, so there's cows, the farm animals, and beautiful campus. So we set up all of our public safety equipment. Kids get to come by, jump on our various trucks that we have, our police vehicles. Chief Coffey of the Sharon Police Department, he lends his services and his team. The fire department come out. So it's a really great day for families. So that, I think, is going to be our signature event every summer in Sharon. But then we'll also pick 2 other locations around the county to have these summer safety festivals. And it really is a well-run event. It's a well-attended event, and we had a blast this summer. And luckily, we were fortunate. All 3 days were generally great weather. I must say the Medway event that we had, luckily we had extra water. It was one of those scorcher, hot summer August days. So, but it worked out well. So we're very happy with the Summer Safety Fest, and we'll continue to have those going forward. And once again, look for those on our social media and join our email list to get the first jump at them.
The biggest challenge, I think, this summer was rain.
We avoided it, luckily. We had some rain challenges for other events, but fortunately not for Summer Safety Fest. And, we're pretty much a rain or shine event. We hope for the good weather, but if it's inclement weather, we still have them. Unfortunately, it hurts turnout, but we forge ahead, Mother Nature calls, and we have to answer.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Hockey Cares for Kids.
Another great program. Once again, summertime, getting the kids out of the house, giving them some opportunity to do something physical, but also learn some good lessons. And so we partnered up with the Hockey Cares for Kids program, which is a program that also partners with the Boston Bruins and the Bruins alumni. And it's an opportunity for kids to learn from those Bruins greats. And this summer we had Tom Songen was a participant, and David Jensen, 2 great guys, and committed to teaching kids some fundamentals about hockey. But really, that's not what it's all about. It's about teaching teamwork, anti-bullying, positive attitudes, leadership. And for a short morning down in Howes Neck in Quincy, we had a great day, and we had I forget how many kids we had, but it was a sold out opportunity, and we're looking forward to rolling that out again next year, at least once, but possibly multiple times. And the Bruins had a great time. I know our families had a great time, and it was something that was well received. So we're looking to do that again.
The Leadership Academies, and I say academies because there is one in Braintree. There is also one out in Franklin.
In Medway.
Medway.
So we did our pilot in Franklin last year, and it was so successful, and we were looking for another place to have the leadership camp out in down county, as we call it. And Medway ended up kind of falling on our laps, because if everybody who has been to the Braintree campus, to the Braintree Leadership Camp, they know that the signature piece down there is our ropes course. And so the kids who come to the camp, we have 100 kids a week that come through the program in Braintree. We're used to coming in, doing the leadership training, doing the teamwork building, but the signature is getting up on those ropes courses. We didn't have that down in Franklin, although the curriculum was great, and we bussed the kids up to Braintree. What we lacked was that ropes course experience. Unbeknownst to us, in Medway was a ropes course. And so we were able to partner up with the town of Medway for this summer, and we're looking forward to re-upping for summers to come for a camp in Medway. It was great, well attended. We need to boost our numbers in that part of the county, and I think that's just largely in part that we're not as well known down there. But once the fire catches on about the kind of program that we run, this camp will be similar to Braintree, constantly sold out, constantly well received, and grateful to watch the kids graduate from the program, and not just graduate, but come through the program year after year, and that's what we're looking to build out in Medway.
You mentioned, of course, the signature being the rope course, but the title, Leadership Academy.
Yes.
So clearly, it's basically how to become a leader and
Yes.
work with other work with your peers.
Correct. And then, each grade, we have the kids in each grade work together with each other. And with each group of kids, they have a peer leader, which is usually a high school student that peers up. That's somebody that's been through the camp who now wants to work with the kids again. And that peer leader is also then supervised by a counselor, who's usually a 18-year-old plus college person. Once again, somebody that's came through the camp, learned the skills, and now we're looking to give back. And so it really is a peer leadership program. And we take all kinds of kids. We take the kid that can't wait to get to the top of the ropes course, but we also take that timid kid that might not be as confident, but that's part of what the camp's all about: teaching self-confidence, teaching leadership skills, teaching teamwork. And it's amazing, the transformation. And we've heard from countless parents that my kids started the week off shy, wouldn't even leave my side, to the end of the week where they're like, I want to do that again. Is there another opportunity? So it really is successful. Thousands of kids have gone through the program over the course of 21 years, and we're in it to stay. So it should be good, and we're looking forward. At the same time, down in our leadership camp, we experimented with a new program called Find Your Voice. We recognize, and I particularly recognize, that not every kid has that kind of focus on like the ropes course or athleticism and things of that nature, but they all want to absorb that leadership, that self-confidence. So we focused a program with a partnership with the South Shore Children's Chorus on a program called Find Your Voice. And it really was about kids coming together, and we did three segments, 3 weeks, 3 individual weeks of kids coming together and getting very creative within the arts. Some kids did dramatic readings. Other kids were very visually artistic with painting. One kid developed a Roblox program on how to build out a Subway shop. It was cool. And other kids did the typical singing and theater. But it was amazing. And I went to one of the sessions with them, and the kids were really, they were so grateful for having an outlet and opportunity that, a lot of them said that they've never been given that opportunity before. There's a lot of times those summer programs, it's basketball camp, it's baseball camp, it's football camp, it's soccer camp, it's athletic. This gave them an opportunity to be who they are, their genuine self, and we're going to do that again.
And I know your family is a musical family.
Absolutely.
We'll get to that a little bit down the road. Let's talk about community partnerships, I guess, and pertaining still to summer.
Right. So the summertime, we came here. Last year, we started a partnership with the American Cancer Society. They were looking for a place to host their Relay for Life on the South Shore. And once again, we have a great campus in Braintree that affords that opportunity. So we partner up with the crew. They came in, they set up their tents. Once again, Mother Nature did not cooperate with us that particular day, but it's a rain or shine event. These people are committed to raising money and awareness for cancer research and treatment. And so we had several hundred people still show up, despite the tough weather, showed up throughout the day. And the Relay for Life is kind of an ongoing walk. And so we have people walking throughout the campus in vigil, usually on behalf of a loved one that they lost to cancer, or somebody who is struggling with cancer, fighting for cancer. And there's entertainment throughout the day and craft opportunities for the kids. And so it was a very well-received event, and we're grateful for the partnership that we have with the American Cancer Society and the Relay for Life team, and we look forward to hosting them again in years to come.
Another partnership is with the American Red Cross.
Correct. And I said on programs in the past, certainly even when we were coming out of the pandemic, that pandemics come and go in theory, but the crisis remains, especially when it comes to the lack of blood. Blood is something that we consistently need, whether it is a pandemic like COVID-19, or wartime. Sadly, what we see going on over in the Middle East is horrific, but we have it also here at home, whether it's any kind of crisis or hurricane hits the coast or anything that comes across. Blood is in constant supply. For every pint of blood that somebody donates to the American Red Cross, usually they can help 3 people. And so there is a constant need for this. And so we've partnered up with the American Red Cross to host those events in Braintree, and also throughout the county. What we're formalizing right now is a relationship now with 4 different, we're going to try to do quarterly blood drives. And we are turning now towards working with, once again, our partners in the community. And we're going to work with our veterans. Our veterans organizations are solid people who know what it's like to have to give ultimate sacrifice and give back to others. And so we think it's a great partnership to have with our veterans group and the American Red Cross. And so we're going to be looking out to VFW halls, American Legion posts for a location to host these blood drives, and we're getting a great feedback from the veterans group. So we'll be rolling those out. Once again, pay attention on our social media, get on our info, our email list, and we implore you to consider to give blood.
Well, as you had mentioned, summer is over, or maybe as I had mentioned prior to sitting down, which, well, I hate to see the summer go. Fall is a great time of year. The sheriff's department doesn't slow down. The outreach programs, the partnerships, they don't slow down. What is happening in the fall in regard to the sheriff's office?
So as you said, we haven't slowed down a bit. Our community engagement staff keeps out and about throughout the county, just providing some of the programming that we do with our seniors, with our kids. We're rolling out a school curriculum, working with our local school committees, our superintendents, and our principals to really engage our kids. And so there's numerous activities we have planned on that front. In terms of fall activities, we're still busy again. Once again, we like to bring people together to share concerns, but also share some fun. And one of the events that's near and dear to my heart is the Pan Mass Challenge. And the Pan Mass Challenge is something I've participated in for the last 32 years, which is a bike ride. The original goes from Sturbridge to Provincetown, but now there's so many bike rides available. Numerous people, thousands of people participate, thousands more volunteer, all to benefit the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and which is great. And we're closing in on $1 billion total raised over the 43 years of existence of the PMC. This year alone, we're closing in on $70 million. What I'm looking to do as we get older, Mark, as you all know, we're a couple of gray hairs kicking in. I've been doing this ride for 32 years. And the importance is passing the message and the values and the mission on to the next generation. So the PMC has put forth a program known as the PMC Kids Rides. And the PMC Kids Rides are ridden throughout the Commonwealth. And we hosted our own down in Braintree. We hosted it in the fall, towards the tail end of the summer, on October 1st. We hosted the event at the Public Safety Complex in Braintree. PMC loved the campus. Perfect little location for both kids that are on tricycles to as the teenage kids on their mountain bikes roaming around. But we had great participation. The kids were engaged. We had a bike decorating contest. Kids who won the contest earned a pizza party, as well as a visit from Eddie the Comfort Dog to their schoolroom. So they're excited about that. But more importantly, the kids learned the valuable lesson about health, about welfare, in terms of being generous with your fellow people, about folks that are not as well off as yourself when it comes to health. Little kids, pediatric cancer research. These kids all rallied together. They raised $4,000, which was great. It was a great day. We look forward to having it again next year. Not sure if we'll have it in the fall. I'm hopefully if we get ahead of the game, we'll have it sometime in June before the end of the school year, or possibly right at the beginning of the summer, next spring into summer. So great time had by all. We had a great turnout, great participation, and like I said, we raised $4,000 for the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute.
That's a great amount of money. So certainly,
and for kids, these kids, the sign up was I think $20, and we asked them all to try to raise a minimum of $60. I think every kid did above and beyond that, and we had a pair of brothers that raised $1,000 themselves.
Very nice. Thank you to all of those kids. Certainly.
Right.
Let's talk about community service requirements in regard to back to school.
Absolutely. So we know, having 2 kids myself. I know that there's a panic that settles in when you're a junior, senior in high school sometimes, because oftentimes our high schools do have a service requirement for your kids. And so there's always a scramble to find out where can my kid volunteer, where can my kid do some good work. And so at the Sheriff's Office, we are always looking for young people who want to engage in the community. So we have opportunities working with other kids, working with seniors, working with veterans, doing various events around the county. And so we encourage anybody who has a child who's looking for those community service hours, chime in with us. We might be able to have a fit for you. So once again, if you hook up with us, actually on that one, we'll chime in on outreach. So OUTREACH, outreach at NorfolkSheriffMA.org, and we'll try to connect with those individuals who are interested, and we'll put you to work. We'll and you know, it's work, but it's fun. You know, I think we teach a lesson to every young person, whether they're doing these community service hours or whether you're interning us at the office. We have a fun work environment, but you learn something. You learn something about your community. You learn something about giving back. So these community service hours are really important. I think there's a reason why they're part of the curriculum in these high schools, and it's why we want to partner up with the high schools around Norfolk County to provide opportunities for young people to get involved.
Very good. This brings me now to your son, Adam, a singer.
Yes.
And a partnership that he is actually involved in.
Right. So
along with the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, one of the things I said early on in my tenure as sheriff is that I wanted to make sure that we utilized underutilized assets that we had. And the biggest asset, one of the biggest assets is our campus in Braintree. Beautiful campus down there. If anybody hasn't come down, you got to come down to 1215 Washington Street in Braintree. And in particular, we have events every Saturday between now and the end of October. We've partnered with the Braintree Beer Garden, which we host every Saturday from 12 to 5. We have a local business owner that comes in and provides craft beer, some local wines. We have food trucks, entertainment, which leads to my son. I give a plug out to my son Adam, my daughter Alana, and some of their friends from the Berklee College School of Music come down and actually perform and entertain for folks on Saturdays. So that's every Saturday, and that's another rain or shine, 12 to 5. This weekend, I know that we're not airing in time for this particular weekend.
We might.
We might. All right, if we get it out there, great. I know the weather's going to be great on Saturday. Adam and his girlfriend Bella will be performing tomorrow, and we'll see what happens the rest of the month. The end of the month on October 28th, I believe, is our last beer garden. Families, we encourage you all, bring your kids dressed up in costume. There'll be a costume contest. There'll be plenty of candy for the kids, and once again, it's a way that we bring the community together. And the beer garden is a well-established event in Braintree, and we're fortunate now they found a new home with us.
Very good. Quite an initiative. Always thinking at the Sheriff's Office, clearly. Let's talk about the holidays. They're not that far away.
Yes.
Preparations have begun.
Yes, we've had such a success over the last couple of years with our holiday happenings events down at once again the Braintree campus. So plans have begun. I mean, I guess we're not the only ones. I guess the early people at whether it's BJ's or Costco rolling out Christmas decorations. So we have dusted off some of the decorations and things that we get ready for holiday happenings, which is an event that we have. We host families coming in. I think we've had two. I think we've come down to have 2 successive Friday evenings, and you come down. We have cookie decoration contest. We have Santa, obviously, a visit from Santa for the kids to come, and we have entertainment. We have Victorian caroling that comes through, and a lot of great things. One of the local choirs will come in and sing some holiday tunes, and so we're looking forward to getting that going. Once again, stay plugged into our social media. Get on our email address at info@norfolksheriffma.org, and then you will hopefully attend and bring your family. It's a great event, and when you see Santa arrive in the sheriff's vehicle, it's a pretty cool sight.
Absolutely. I'd go down just for that. Let's talk about professional development.
Yeah, I believe that in terms of your workforce, that you need to make sure that you're constantly investing in workforce development, skills, and education, and that goes for me too. I want to walk the walk and talk the talk as well. So just most recently this summer, which was great, I had the opportunity, I was selected as one of 23 sheriffs to attend the FBI National Academy down in Quantico, Virginia. It's an elite academy for law enforcement. Certainly the FBI does unbelievable training. They train the CIA down there, the FBI, the Drug Enforcement Agency. I got a 1-week course in law enforcement techniques and training and strategies on how to build out a public safety agency, and it was a really eye-opening experience and really an opportunity to collaborate with my colleagues from around the country in terms of public safety issues, what the nation is facing from a public safety point of view, and how we can respond to that. So I was able to get that certificate from the FBI National Academy. I'm very proud of that, and I'm encouraging my fellow sheriffs from across the country to also participate in that. At the same time, we also, I think, celebrated on this program over the summer, and I'm very proud of the fact that my team has also invested through the FBI Leader Academy, and we were able to receive the FBI Trilogy Agency Award, which means the sheriff, the command staff, and our leadership team all completed the FBI Trilogy course, which is a 3-phase course, which sometimes takes years to complete. Our agency is now the first sheriff's agency in the state to receive that prestigious award. Very proud of it, and we're looking now to expand upon that, reinvest our staff with more leadership opportunities, more educational opportunities for that. This month alone is a mental health awareness month. We attended down in Charleston, South Carolina, me and 7 of my staff, the American Jail Association hosted a conference on mental health and awareness for staff, for corrections officers. Corrections is a profession that is a perilous one. It has sadly a high suicide rate, high divorce rate. It's taxing on families, and so we must invest in our mental health and welfare of our staff. And so that 2-day intensive training that my staff went to, we're bringing that back now to the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office. We want to make sure that our staff are well trained, that they're prepared for the task at hand, because if we're a healthy agency, then the people that we're servicing will end up being a healthy group too.
I do want to, I believe, end this program, or close to ending this program, on scams, phone scams that are prevalent throughout the county.
Just constantly an uptick. I mean, people are getting craftier. The criminals are getting craftier in terms of how they're doing it. I think we've seen a rise of AI in people using voice recognition technology. They're able to now disguise themselves as actual officers of the sheriff's office. They've utilized names of officers for warrant scams. They say there's a warrant out for your grandson's arrest, and we need $1,000 or sometimes multiple thousands of dollars in order to take that warrant off the books. And more recently, a woman from Canton was scammed out of $14,000. So I just always caution people, if it doesn't smell right, it stinks. Please contact your local police department, contact the sheriff's office, but certainly don't ever give out your personal information. Don't give out a bank account. Don't ever give a checking account. That's usually their scam, is they ask for those things. Your credit card, just don't go down that path. Just say no and report it immediately to us.
Thank you at home for watching. Certainly want to encourage you to support your local access station for programming just like this. Take care.